I start off this video by saying that I'm John Anthony Ortega, and this is basically my art that I sketched throughout the years I kept on. This is probably the oldest sketch I have on me, is back when 2003 or 4ish. Back when I had a purpose. Not to say I have a purpose now, but just to saying that things were easier back then than they are now, but that's just, I guess, how it goes. And this is me showing off my art, and basically I have basically mowed the lawn since like 2003ish or 4ish, when my parents decided to put a house on this like vacant lot. And this just goes to basically that, to mainly me mowing the lawn. So I draw a person there as the A is for Ortega, that the A at the end of it, but just made a person instead of drawing the A, and thought it was pretty neat and interesting. And then I had Spider-Man I sketched. Then this is my vehicle that I made from scratch with the wing on it. Apparently vehicles don't have wings on them, but this basically fantasy driven, that it's going through a Cobra Kai logo that I sketched, and I was going to put Ortega as the watermark, but it would basically go within the shadow of the Cobra symbol and the car driving through it. And then this has to do with like aging and be able to draw things at the same time that I sketched this. And this was back a couple of years back in 2007 I drew this, since I was going to be something. I was going to draw this to indicate that I'd made it, and then I basically had one art exhibit years later in 2018. It took that long to get somewhere within the art world. In doing that, I had one art exhibit under the Truman Hospital that I had finally made it, and have to worry about people trying to say different things and trying to take this from me. And these is something that I sketched, which it took a while to draw, with the indicating that I had my last name Ortega. And it was basically just characters that I had sketched for a novel idea that I was going to get off the ground, but I hadn't done it yet. And this was my last name Ortega with the hand. I did a 3D representation of myself that had stitches going down, and it was out of luck that I'd been able to do that with the 3DS on some software that I got online. That I had sketched this long years before that actually came off the ground and did. And this is a Gundam wing I sketched with the character, I think it was Zeon versus the Federation. I forgot what it. The original Gundams back in the 1970s, back when they had good traditional anime, and I tried to sketch like that, but kind of failed at it. But with the legs, I think I messed up on it, but did good enough. And then this is the cat I used to have. That it died of old age, but I put my last name on it, and I kept drawing different cats. And this has to do with Metal Gear. I heard Hideo Kojima knows who I am, but he didn't. He wasn't really like. He thought I did game design as like an actual thing, but I hadn't got off the ground. Just minor stuff that was impressive enough to get his attention. And I drawed this, and then this was from years back. I had sketched all these characters on paper. These were all freehand. And ideas that I had from when I was a child onwards. And I sketched every character that I ever drawed back when I was younger. And had some sort of knockoff Dragon Ball Z comic book thing going on with it. And then the copy I made. This was done on a computer to demonstrate that I can actually draw, and my last name Ortega incorporating it. And basically had drawn everything that you see here. And I had live stream videos of me drawing stuff, and basically it took a while to get noticed. In 2018 I had an art exhibit under my belt, and finally had gotten noticed by people that held art exhibits or art galleries. And then my cat that passed away, I drawn him like a genie because he reminded me of that character. I also recently drawed on cell phone the Cave of Wonders, and that was my latest one that I did. And basically, from memory, drawed it. I had watched the anime, and then from there, I sketched what you see here. But this is basically the best ones that I have that I have to show. The show for. I sold some stuff via the art gallery, and was just basically hoping to get more into it as time goes on. I get older and it's harder for me to come up with stuff that hasn't been seen or come up with natural ideas. But you can draw from time and age, that you can draw from that, and then everyone ages to where you can show your age, like progressively through the years. And so I draw that face with that going as the nose being the key, or the time fades, and basically draw the key to show that I unlock the face. That's my face. That I have my hair slicked up. Normally I don't have my hair slicked up in photos, but I had photos of me from years ago that I had that my hair slicked down, but normally I don't slick it up. But I had just basically drawn inspiration to slick my hair up, and then that time had gotten to me as well. Time gets to everyone, so it's basically just to center around that as something that they didn't have my last name Ortega on there like a watermark like I normally do. But I just was basically bored when I draw. It's a hobby. I didn't think I would get anywhere with it, and I just basically demonstrated different things and that, trying to show other stuff. This was a folder that I basically decked out with my last name John. Last name Ortega, my first name John. I'm just nervous while I make these videos. I don't normally make videos as much, but this was something that I decked out with Kingdom Hearts characters and some Marvel and some Final Fantasy VII characters as Vincent with the bat, and then a Halloween theme with it going on. So it's just basically a closing video that I made for YouTube, that I normally have stuff posted on Facebook, like live streams of me drawing things and that, but basically sketched off freehand and basically made when I was bored, or basically the time I have on my hands I can draw stuff. And just basically have all sorts of sketches. I had gotten off the ground finally in 2018 that they had an art gallery. It was August the 3rd, the third month, the first Fridays. So I was able to show off what I had and basically draw 3 things, and had this on me, like I have a bag with my stuff with me. My cousin took me and I was able to show off what I had sketched. I normally draw this for fun, and it was for a hobby, thinking that I wouldn't catch on. But people liked it, so I just figured I'd just keep drawing, and I had people trying to claim that there was theirs, and couldn't do that now because I had my last name Ortega on pretty much everything that I drawed without them realizing it. They may have saw stuff without it on there, but that was from years back. And then I had stuff that I didn't even show off on YouTube or Facebook that they may have saw, just glanced at and wanted it, but I don't think they can claim it now because my first and last name, and then I had videos of me actually drawing stuff, so that's kind of rude and disrespectful, but I got over it. And I just keep it on me because I can't replace it. I can redraw it, but I can't replace it if it gets stolen. And it's sort of like this, like something that I do for a hobby, so it's something that keeps me going. I just draw stuff just to keep me going. And basically this was just some of the stuff, not all of it, but there's some stuff I didn't show because I just basically was nervous about this, but made a video anyway. And I had demonstrated stuff in the past, both on all media platforms I use, and this is it.